Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Kandi Shop. As always, I'm your girl, Kandi Washington, and we are going to get into it. It's Friday. It's about to be the weekend. Let's just have some fun. Let's have a good kiki. Let's do some hot topics, and let's just get into it. So as you come into the room, be sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and share with a friend, because a kiki is always better with community. That is right, you guys. So yeah, as you guys come in, let me know, what do you want to start with? So what I have planned is Kandi Burruss. She's been on a press tour for Kandi and the Gang, which we will be reviewing here on my channel. And we also can talk about Kenya and Cynthia, what is going on with their friendship / frenemy / feud. I want to talk about what I see as some hypocrisy going on the Summer House. Let's see. Hey, Vodka! What is up? Back with your olives. How are you, sweetheart? Hey, I caught you live. Yes, I am here. That's right, you guys. As you come into the room, be sure to drop your candy canes. Be sure to let me know where you're listening from, and let me know, where do you want me to start? Because we could start so many different places. If you guys watch Summer House, it's also on Bravo. I don't really want to recap the show, but I have some thoughts about the hypocrisy of the ladies and when it comes to relationships and Kyle versus Amanda and all of that stuff. So I have thoughts on that. I also want to get into the colorist conversation when it comes to Giselle and Robin, because their podcast, Reasonably Shady, they have been caught doing this pretty, to me, revolting rant about, I believe his name is James Harden. He looks like a sweetheart. I think that I haven't heard anything bad about him. So it was really confusing to me how gross they were being about him. So I want to get into that, and also my opinion on whether or not that means that the colorism conversation about Real Housewives of Potomac was true or not, because there was a lot of conversation about that. I might have an unpopular opinion about that, so stay tuned. And then also, yeah, I think those were like the big ones. So we want to talk about Kandi spilling the tea about RHOA, what's going on there, Giselle and Robin with their colors. Oh, and Candace. We can talk about Candace doing cryptic thirst trap tweets. We can talk about that. And Kenya versus Cynthia. But we can also talk about anything else you guys want to. Baka says, I don't watch Summer House, but I will listen. Yes, you can definitely listen, because my thoughts on what's going on with the girls, I think, applies to like relationships in general. Says, woohoo! All right. So yeah, let me know where you guys want to start. Let's start with Giselle and Robin. Okay. Oh, hi, New York Finest. What is up? Oh, I caught a live. Hey, Kandi. Hey, sweetheart. How are you? What is up? What is up? Baka says, oh, Candace is annoying. I know. Candace is annoying. But let me know, where do you guys want me to start? Do you want me to start with Kandi? Do you want me to start with Giselle and Robin? Do you want me to start with Kenya and Cynthia? Or Summer House? Put it in the chat box. Whoever is here, put it in the chat box. Whoever says it first, that's where we will go. And while I wait for you guys to decide where we start, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, check out the links below if you want to be entertained, if you want to be inspired. I have links to my books, my movies, my podcast, my Lux Life group, if you're into self-care, self-love, manifestation, all of that stuff. So check out the description box. There's a lot going on in there. You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll be inspired. It's great stuff. So check all of that out. All right, well, nobody has an opinion. I'll just pick one. We're going to start with Giselle and Robin. All right, you guys. So in case you don't know what happened with them, here it goes. On their podcast, Reasonably Shady, which we saw their weird debut last season at Giselle's house, well, technically on her like front yard, where she had the little Reasonably Shady party with the ladies, and the party itself was just shady, not even that reasonable, but whatever. Anyway, on their podcast, I forgot how it came up, but they got on the topic of James Harden. And James Harden, I believe, is a NBA player. I believe he was being traded from one, team to another. I don't really follow that stuff, so I'm not sure. But they were talking about his looks. And mind you, James Harden he's in the NBA, so he's tall, athletic guy, like chocolate brown skin and like a big, one of those like big thick, sort of like hipster, big, thick man, brawny beards, right? And they just went in on him. And it just seemed so gross and it just seemed so nasty. They were like, "Oh, like I bet there's fried chicken in his beard. There's probably a Colt 45 in his beard. There's a blunt in his beard. It's gross. He needs to trim it. It's nasty. You can't even tell who he is under there." What else did they say about him? They were so nasty. Fried chicken. What else did they say? Oh, it didn't look sanitary. They also said that. And also like Court 45, a blunt and weed and all of this stuff. And watermelon. And watermelon. These two chicks, I can't. I really can't. Robyn, as always, was just sitting there, shotgun, co-signing whatever Giselle was saying. Giselle, as always, was the ringleader. And to me, there were two things that made it particularly disgusting. The first thing is that James Harden just seemed like such a nice guy. Like I don't know anything about him, but just the picture of him I saw, I don't think I've ever heard anything negative about him. It just didn't track. I was just like, why are you going so hard for this like nice man? Like it just didn't make any sense to me. It's like you want to, like, particularly you, Giselle, no, and you, Robyn. Both of you are really shady, and I can't stand either of you at this point. I don't understand why they want to get up there and tear down this. And I know it's a colorist rant, and I don't want to make everything about race, but why do they want to sit up there and be so derogatory about a successful, seemingly really nice and kind Black man? But yet they want to get themselves up on TV and defend a Jamal Bryant. So you actually have a man who is dipping it and doing it all across America, from congregation to congregation, having you go to Sing Sing, allegedly, doing the absolute most, basically clowned you and said that was a fake relationship. I did her a favor by faking it on TV. That wasn't real. Having a dozen babies out there, no shade to the children, because all children are blessings, so it's not the children's fault. Having you looking real quite crazy and whack, and you still have the audacity to sit up there and try to defend a Jamal Bryant, but yet you want to get on your podcast and tear down a Black man who has done nothing to you. Make that make sense. And another thing, what I stand by, I am so happy Juan put Robyn all the way in her place last season. All the way in her place. He basically was just like, I don't F with you. He didn't show up. He rolled up the window. He pieced out. He called her on her BS. I stand with Juan. I don't feel bad for Robyn. Maybe there's a reason why it's not working out with you and Juan. To me, that is so disgusting. That's the first thing. Why are you getting up on your platform, tearing down, by all accounts, it seemed just like a very normal and nice man? Doesn't make any sense to me. Being very derogatory. And also, what is it called? Also very derogatory, but also, the word will come to me, slanderous, because this is the thing. He's an NBA player. And to say that he smells like weed, or there's weed in his thing, and a Colt 45 and all this other stuff, what if people actually listen? I don't know who's listening to her podcast. I'm personally not. But what if then they're like, oh, well, he needs to be drug tested, or this or that and a third? Like, making those type of implications are important. Like, they matter. Look at just what happened to Tasha K and Cardi B. Making implications matter. This is an NBA player talking about he probably smells like a blunt and weed. For what? And then it was, again, Black people can't be racist, but it was colorist. And I do consider Robyn and Giselle Black. So, but it was really colorist with the whole watermelon and the whole it smells like Colt 45 and weed, and there's a blunt and fried chicken. So they basically went through every single negative derogatory stereotype that people say about Black people and say that is what this man looks like and that is what his beard smells like. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Particularly because James Harden, by all accounts, again, I don't really know his story, but it doesn't seem like he was bothering you and Giselle and Robin. Like, he didn't send for you. So what was the need for the vitriol? Like, if you want to go so hard for a man, look in your own closet. That's really all I have to say. Oh, okay. So let me see what you guys are saying in the chat box. Okay, so Miss T said, oh, I'm so glad Juan isn't here. I know. Okay, let's see what you guys are saying. Hey, Darren Hood, what is up, sweetheart? Hey, Philly John, hi, Kandi. It's not like these bish don't eat fried chicks and watermelon. Thank you. See, that's what it was. It was just like, why are you being so disgusting and derogatory about this man? Literally using every single stereotype. It's disgusting. And he looks like a normal, nice person. Hey, Miss T, Sing Sing. Hey, Baka. Oh, Juan talked about it. Good. Juan was just like, miss me with all this. I'm so glad Juan isn't here right now. Yep. Hey, Philly John. I recall rob him. Not rob him. You got me all messed up, Philly. Eat watermelon on camera last season. It is so gross. Hey, tonight, Hazel. She goes, me neither. I know. All right, let's see what you guys are saying. Hey, Darren, I'm literally tired. I am tired of him too. Hey, Miss T, I never heard anything bad about him. Exactly. It's like James Harden to me, like, I haven't really heard anything, but he just looked so nice. Hey, Philly John, Philadelphia welcomes James Harden. That's right. I can't wait to see him in person. Exactly. I think I missed the comment, but I think someone asked they were lost. When did this happen? Who reported on this? I think it was, I'm trying to remember where I saw it. I think I saw it on Kempire. So I want to give a shout out to Kempire. And I forgot who he said. So the content creator that he shot it out, I apologize, I forgot who it was. But there was another content creator who called them out because Robyn and Gizelle were doing their podcast called Reasonably Shady. And this was a recent episode. So this wasn't like, oh, they dug this up from like years ago or anything. And on their podcast, they went in on James Harden. And James Harden, he's an NBA player. He has like nice, like beautiful chocolate, dark brown skin. And one of those like, and they also referred to him as Osama bin Laden because he has like the big beard. James Harden is a nice looking man. He looks kind. He looks like a nice, normal, he looks like a really nice looking man. And they were like, oh, he looks like he has a blunt in his beard. He looks like he smells like weed. There's watermelon in there, probably some fried chicken. He needs to trim it down. He looks like bin Laden. And I was just like, why are these women going in on him like this? And the reason, and you also know another reason why it was so messed up and so foul was because it's one thing to be like a shady kiki. Like, I'm not going to be a hypocrite, like I do shady kikis here all the time. But the problem was their tone. The problem was their delivery. Like, it was like, how they are. It was nasty. It was malicious. It wasn't like a fun, light shade kiki. It was nasty. And it was also like so uncalled for. Like, James Harden did not send for you. Like, what? I think that's why it was such a weird thing, because it was just like, he's such this nice person. He didn't do anything to you, and you guys are going in so hard. Maybe, what I just thought about? Hold on, let me get some comments, and then I'm going to go into what I was thinking about. Hey, Sharon, I shouldn't care since he doesn't do Black women, but because I don't like these bad. He doesn't? Maybe that's why they went so in on him. I don't really know that much about James Harden. Hey Pam, she says, hey Kandi, hey sweetheart, hey Candy Canes, hey Miss T. Candace was also involved, right? Okay, so I'll get to the Candace and the Wendy part from what I saw of. Again, shout out to Kimpire because I watched his clip on it. I'll get to it. Oh, Philly Johnson's Chloe K dated him. Ill. Oof. You know, James. I'm still gonna rock with you, James. I'm still gonna rock with you, but that hurt. Hey Pam, it's so sad because Robyn has 2 black sons. Exactly. Exactly. Okay. So, yes. So let's get to right. So the first part we got. Now, let's get to the part about Candace and Wendy weighing in. Okay. And this is where I might have an unpopular opinion, but let me know if you agree or disagree. But I'll work through everything, okay? So, you know how there was always that conversation about, oh, is RHOA colorist, the green-eyed bandits, they went against Wendy, they don't rock with Candace, like blah, 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 blah. Like, are they colorist? Are they colorist? Are they colorist? And if you watch my old videos, if you've been with me for a while, I didn't really see the colorism on RHOA. I just didn't see it when it only pertained, and I'm only talking about the dynamics between the women. I didn't see the colorism, and I still don't. I stand by what I said, and I'll tell you why. So Wendy chimed in once the whole thing got leaked with Robyn and Giselle's podcast where they went off on James Harden. So Candace chimed in. See, I told you the colorism was real. I told you because remember Candace was saying how, oh, everyone goes hard for me, but nobody goes hard for Ashley. I wonder why. Because she was saying because Candace is darker than Ashley, they are more lenient to Ashley and harder on her. And then Wendy was like, see, everything they said about you was true. Everything they said about you was true to Gizelle. Talking to Gizelle once all this came out, because Wendy was also saying, oh, because I'm darker and I have more, African features. That's why you guys come for me and all this stuff, right? Okay. The reason why I stand by the fact that I don't see blatant colorism, because I think that, let me take one step back. When it comes to colorism, when it comes to racism, when it comes to sexism, when it comes to homophobia, when it comes to all of the isms and phobias, I think that underlying subconsciously, I don't care who you are, it does affect you. We all have certain levels of subconscious biases. It's just how it is, because unfortunately those things have been institutionalized, they're insidious, they've been ingrained, they've been taught, they've been passed down. So on some subconscious level, yes, we all suffer from some type of ism or phobia or whatever you want to call it. So that's one thing that I want to say. However, I still don't see the blatant colorism when it comes to the dynamics of this friendship group. And I'll tell you why. When it comes to Candace saying, see, I told you, they went on this rant about James Harden, so that means what I was saying about colorism is true. That's a false equivalency. Candace, the reason why people don't like you and the reason why people don't rock with you is because of you. You are a beautiful brown-skinned woman. Beautiful. And she's also talented. I'm not so much with the singing for me personally, but I think she's a great actress. But the problem, Candace, is you. Your mouth, your intentionality is nasty. You're a nasty person. And that is my opinion. Everything else is like alleged, we're talking for fun, but it is my opinion of you, Candace, that you're a nasty person. You say really nasty things, you go really below the belt, and you take pleasure in knowing that you verbally hurt people. It's a pride point for you. That is why people don't like you. You want to use the fact that you happen to be a darker skin tone than Ashley, who Ashley is messy. I'm not absolving Ashley. Ashley is messy. Ashley stirs the pot. Ashley causes stuff. I'm not saying Ashley's an angel, because she's not. But I do think that there is a difference in Ashley's behavior and Candace's behavior. And I'm not saying Ashley is innocent. I'm not saying Ashley hasn't done shady, messy stuff, because she has. But I personally see a difference in the vitriol and what they say and do. And I think that for Candace, a good way to absolve herself from accountability, because she owns it, she will own it all day. She'll be like, yeah, I said what I said. Yeah, I said it. Ownership is different than accountability. She'll own what she says, but she doesn't take accountability for what she says. Accountability is, you know what, I said that, and I see that I hurt you, and I'm sorry. Candace does not take accountability. Candace deflects. And to me, using colorism is one of her tactics to deflect. She'll be like, well, you said this, so then I just went lower. I said what I said, but this is why I said it. You know what I mean? So that's why I don't really see it with them. And then when it comes to Wendy, the reason why I think Robyn and Gizelle turned on Wendy wasn't based on Wendy's skin color or features. I think it was based on the fact that Wendy no longer was being their lapdog. That Wendy found her voice, Wendy found her personality, and Wendy was rocking with Karen. And when the moment Wendy started rocking with Karen and Wendy started doing her, she got happiness, and she got snatched, and she got right, and she was pop blocking and doing it and busting it down, and she was Miss Wendy and blah, 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 blah. That bothered them. But I don't think it bothered them because she was darker skinned or had different features. I think it bothered them because they're just bothered by fly women in general, because they're so insecure in themselves. And I think that they were bothered because when Wendy first got on the scene, Wendy was a yes person for them and would kind of do their bidding. But then when she came back for season 2, Wendy had her own voice, and Wendy was rocking with Karen. And that's what the problem was. Do I think that colorism, racism, sexism, all of that exists? 1,000%. I think every person has some of that in us. Just because of how society and the way things have gone, we all have some of that in us. But I don't think it is the overriding blatantness on RHOA. And I compare it to what happened on, what was it called? Oh, the Basketball Wives. Now, Basketball Wives, when it came to Shawnee, and when it came to OG, and when it came to, what's her name, Evelyn? And them girls, and Crystal, and I think her name was Crystal, and all of them, to me, that was blatant colorism. They weren't even trying to hide it. So I think, yes, everybody has underlying biases, but I don't see it overarching on RHOA. Maybe that's me. But let me see what you guys are saying in the chat box. All right, let me get to your comments. A New York Finest says, yep. All right, I'm going to try and go up more. Hey, everybody. Sharon Redmond says, Robyn, I can't, LOL. Yes, if I missed anybody's comment, I'm sorry. I'm going to try and go down now, but if I missed you, it not on purpose, so I apologize if I missed you. Hey, Philly John, smash that like button. Oh, that's right, you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, put your candy canes in the chat box. Okay, Miss T, please go to the community page for info. Yes. Thank you, Miss T. I appreciate you. Candace is unlikable. That's exactly right. Candace does not have a likability factor. And I actually think that probably has held her back a lot in her career. Because I think she's a good actress. From the snippets that I've seen, I haven't seen like a full performance, but the snippets that I've seen, she seems to be a good actress, and people tend to say that. But it's definitely the likability factor. Exactly, Miss T. Candace is her own worst enemy, 100%. New York Finest says, yep. Ashley doesn't verbally assault. That's right. There is a difference between being messy and stirring the pot and all of that stuff, because honestly, that's a part of the assignment on being on reality TV. A part of the assignment is you have to have a messiness factor to you to be on reality TV. It's just what it is. Hey Darren, Candace irks my soul. Mine too. Hey Vodka, the way Candace kept going in on that new housewife for calling her the W word and a stripper was so low. Exactly uncalled for. Like, I think she's better. Yeah, and then kept saying your mama, knowing the situation. Girl, bye. Hey Philly John, Kandi asked throw rocks and hide her hands. Exactly. Another reason why we don't like her. Kandi, you've just stated this. Yes, exactly. Hey, Darren, Ashley is messy. Yes, Ashley is very messy. She is very messy too. That's the thing. Ashley doesn't get a pass. She's messy too, but I think when Candace tries to compare her messiness to Ashley's messiness and say it's based on color, that's where I call BS. You see what I'm saying? Hey, Miss T, Candace goes hard at times. She doesn't need to, but she isn't sorry for her behavior. Exactly. Hey, Vodka, that's why it's colorism, RHOA just messy. Exactly. Hey, Miss T, they used Wednesday and they couldn't move her anymore. Exactly. That is why. So Wendy, if you ever watch this, I wouldn't necessarily hang your hat on the colorism thing. I would hang your hat on the truth of the matter. Giselle is messy. Robyn is messy. And they're both very nasty. They're both very insecure. And they're both very, very bothered that you were no longer their puppet. And speak the truth about Jamal. Speak the truth about Juan. They wanted you to speak the truth about Eddie. So keep holding their feet to the fire about what is so evident and obvious, but it's almost like at the reunion where Wendy was 1,000% right, but she was just a little too with it, where it was almost just like, don't shoot yourself in the foot because like you're on the side of right. Stay there, if that makes sense. Okay, let's see what you guys are saying in the chat box. Hey. Wendy was a soldier for them to go in on Monique. Exactly. Hey, Miss T. Yes, BBW is a huge problem and great example. Yeah. No, listen, Basketball Wives, that to me was disgusting. And it was so hard to watch. Sending monkey emojis, literally talking about her features and all of that stuff. That was beyond. I'm happy that show got canceled. It was so nasty. Hey, Darren, Candace still haven't learned her lesson after getting mollywopped on national television. Girl. Exactly. Yep. Hey, Miss T, OG definitely was dealing with color issues done wrong by all cast. 1,000%. 1,000%. Hey, Sharon, I have to say that Candace does bring the heat. Every show needs a villain. She happened to get on Andy's bad side. Dun, 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 dun. That is true. Hey, Nataski. Candace comes across so defensive and being way too triggered, probably from being raised by a narc mom. No lies detected with that one, Nataski. Exactly. Hey, Nataski. Ashley has always bugged me since season 1. Yeah, Ashley's messy as hell, too. She really, really is. Okay, let's see. Miss T, these ladies need to keep it on the show. Candace plays victim after she attacks. Exactly. Ashley and Candace messes on different levels. Yup. Oh, Philly John is coming back for another season. Ugh. Is Evelyn coming back? Man. Miss T said it's coming back too. Well, anyway, I hope not with messy Evelyn. All right, you guys. I think we did the Giselle and the Robyn and the Candace and the colorism stuff. So let's move on. Do we want to move on to RHOA? Do we talk about Candace and what she's saying is going on with the new season and Kenya versus Cynthia? Or do we want to talk about Summer House and the hypocrisy what's going on with the girls on Summer House? So let me know what you want. Okay, Philly John says no, Evelyn. Okay, so maybe I got it confused, thought it was canceled, but Evelyn says she's not doing it. Okay, so no, she isn't on. Good. Darren Hood says BBW is coming back soon. I heard more in the street as they are trying to ice Malaysia out. Ooh, I wouldn't be surprised with that one. I'll watch the first episode, and if we're into it, we can review it on here. Oh, Vodka says RHOA for me. Okay. New York says Kenya. Okay, so let's go into RHOA and stuff. Miss T says stay with Potomac and then RHOA. Yes. I think we got all the Potomac stuff out, but if there's anything else, let me know. Let's break up Real Housewives of Summer House and RHOA. Oh, you guys are like coming back and back. Well, okay, I think we got more for RHOA Kenya. So we can do that. Y'all got my old ass Summer House. Yes, Sharon, yes. I love it. Oh, I love it. I think we got more for the RHOA Kenya. So we'll do RHOA Kenya and then we'll wrap up with Summer House. Okay. So word on the street is, so Kandi's been doing her tour, right? Because she's doing Kandi and the Gang. It's coming back. It's starting on March 6th. And we can review that here on the channel too. So basically, the first thing Kandi did was she basically bodied, what's his name? Michael Rappaport. She bodied him because I think he was sitting in on the Wendy show and she was just like, Kenya read you for filth. Don't even come for her. Like all of that, which is great. So I think Kandi and Kenya are probably really tight. She did spill the beans in saying that Kenya like read someone really bad on RHOA to the point where they called her and they were like, Kandi, why did you let Kenya read me like that? And all of that stuff. So that's pretty much what Kandi was saying, but she said it was going to be a really good season and it was read for filth. I think the person that Kenya read for filth, and I'm going to be honest, I don't know all of the new peach holders yet. Like I know there's like a Monietta and like somebody else. I know Sheree is back. So I'm excited to see that, but I bet you it was Marlo. I bet you Kenya and Marlo are beefing. That's what I bet it was. And I think the fact that Kenya and Marlo are beefing and the fact that Kandi and Kenya are friends, I bet you it leads to Kandi and Marlo to beef. I bet you that it initiates some type of feud between them. Also, word on the curb is that this is going to be, and again, this is alleged. This is all alleged. This might be Kandi's swan song for RHOA, and that just means it's going to be her last season, and that she's actually going to get a seat at the table at True Original. And Truly Original is the production company that produces some of the Housewives shows. And she's either going to be a creative producer or something like that, but like a big, big head at the seat at the table. This is the same production company that also produces Kandi and the Gang. So Kandi might be in like the actual HBIC seat, and she's going to leave them all really, really mad, especially Porsha and especially Nene, because Nene is out here saying that she's blacklisted, you know, at Andy Cohen's word. Andy's basically just like, don't work with her. She's difficult. And so she's kind of been like blackballed in the entertainment industry because of what she said about Andy. So that's kind of going on with them. But let's see what you guys are saying in the chat box. Oh, whoops. Anatati says, yes, that's Sharon Redmond. I know. Miss T says, I don't watch Summer House or Winter. Should I? Yes. You know, I'll tell you when we get to Summer House. I really love Summer House, but this season is falling a little flat for me. A little flat. Hey, Philly John, Malaysia deserves being iced out. She's been a mean girl in the past seasons. I agree 100%. Malaysia has been really mean. Really mean. Hey, Darren, Kandi needs to let the viewers be in for a surprise. I know. But I have to say, though, with that, I feel like this season, we haven't gotten a lot of leaks or spoilers as we have in the past. Because I feel like even for Porsha spinoff, I feel like we already knew everything that happened on Porsha Families Matters before it even aired. And I feel like during the last season it was like that too, but I feel like they have been really tight-lipped, probably because we've all been saying like the Housewives franchises have been a little bit stale, and also it's like we already know what's going on thanks to Instagram and the blogs and to YouTube and all of that stuff. So we already know what's going on before the season even starts. So I think it's kind of nice that we don't know too much yet. But at the same time, I think Kandi was probably allowed or told to plant little different stories to spark our interest. Like, oh, well, who does Kenya read for filth? I guess I'll have to tune in and watch. You know what I mean? Like planting like little things like that, but I haven't heard too much about it. Yes, Natasha says Kenya cleared Michael Rappaport and watched What Happens Too. And I'm happy she did because I watched that and it was gross. I'm like, you're a grown man talking to a woman this way. And not just, oh, you're also a white man talking to a black woman this way. It didn't sit well with me. It made me really, really uncomfortable. It was really weird. And it sucks because I liked Michael Rappaport before then. But once the way he spoke to Kenya was just so degrading, but she cleared him. She cleared him for filth. She ran into his body, grabbed his soul, squeezed it, and chucked it. She did the damn thing. Hey, Vaka, I really, really hope Ginny May will join the show. That would be cool. That would be cool. I like Ginny May. She seems pretty cool. Hey, Jayla, Marlo is used to Kenya's reads already, so wouldn't be surprised. She wouldn't be surprised and go to Kandi. That's true. That's true. So we'll see. Maybe it's one of the new peach holders. You know, someone who isn't, you know, used to Kenya going in like that. So we'll see. And Toski, Kandi's voice ear irks my soul. Not irks your soul. Hey, Sharon. Marlo finally got a peach. I know. Yes. And everybody better watch out. I love that Marlo got a peach. I love it. But you know what? I love that Marlo got a peach, but there is such a part of me that wishes Marlo had a really cool show and it was Marlo and her friends and it showed her lifestyle. Like I know she shows her lifestyle on RHOA, but it's different. Like I want it to be with like Marlo and her friends and like how do they get the rich guys that they date and like what does their house look like and like all of the clothes that they wear and like going out at night and the hair and the makeup and the glitz and the glam and the blunt to the da-da-da-da. You know, like I would want to see something like almost like a Marlo in the City. You know what I mean? Almost like a Sex in the City type vibe, but it's like Marlo in the City or Marlo or whatever, and she's just like doing it. But I think that was probably Marlo before she got custody of her nephews because I believe something happened, like her sister, I think, was like unable to care for her children. And so Marlo, God bless her heart, you know, took on the nephews. And I think that probably changed her lifestyle a lot. But like back in the heyday, I would have loved to see like a Marlo in the City. Like I love shows like that where it's just like, you know, like young. And by young, I don't mean like super young. I mean like just like fresh, you know, like fresh women going out and having fun and dipping it and doing it. Like I love that stuff. Okay, so Miss T says Kandi needs to move on from the show. I agree. I agree. I think it would be great if this was her last season and she left on her own terms and then she goes to be on Kandi with the gang. She goes to, you know, develop and produce other shows. I feel like Kandi has outgrown the show. And and Kandi being on the show almost seems like you have a producer on the show with you. Because if we want to be honest, I think Kandi probably has been low key producing the show for a while. If that makes sense. Not like actual producing, but like calling some shots. You know what I mean? Hey, Billy John, can you read Michael Rappaport for filth? Yes, she did. She called him an old white man to his face. LOL, she read him for filth. And I was here for every single second of it. Hey, Darren Hood, Sanya. You mean Tanya? Marlo, Sheree, Kandi, Drew, and Kenya are the peach holders. Ooh, or Sanya, I guess. I'm excited. I'm excited for the new season. I want to see what they do with it. I want to see what they bring to the table. Like, I'm excited for it. Hey, Miss T, Nene did to herself because I can't talk too much. I agree. This is the thing, Nene. You did do it to yourself. Nene reminds me of a Monique, where they both like to kind of holler, oh, you're blacklisting, you know, strong, outspoken black women. You're trying to keep us down and blah, 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 blah. I think it's really funny that they harp on that when they're not in the popular crowd. But where was that concern where they're in the popular crowd? And what I mean by that is, Nene, where was your grievance with Andy, Bravo, or NBC when you were the HBIC on RHOA? You didn't have a problem with how they treated Black people when you were the HBIC. So if you had all of this concern about how they treat minorities and how they treat Black women and all of this stuff, why didn't you voice it when you're actually in a position of influence? Only now, when you've been dethroned, do you want to cry foul? Doesn't make sense. Because this is the thing. It is, and I hate speaking, I don't mean to speak negativity because I hate speaking negativity, but but sometimes it is so much harder for Black women to get equal pay, to get opportunities, to not just be the punchline. You know what I mean? Like, that struggle is real. So don't dilute it by using it only when you're out of the popular group. Where when you were in a position of power, like, and to me, I look at Kandi. Kandi's always been in a position of power. And what did she do? She went to Bravo, she went to NBC and said, listen, you don't have to hire my company, but I want you to hire more Black production companies. I want you to hire more Black writers, more Black producers, more Black, people behind the scenes. So when Kandi was in a position of power, she used it to try to create more opportunities for minorities. And look at how God blessed her. Because Kandi is doing it now. She has Kandi in the Gang. She's about to be a creative producer, allegedly, word on the street. She probably could do any show she wants. Still on RHOA and looking fantastic. Kandi looked good. But Nene, when she had a position of power, the only person Nene was rocking for was Nene. And then when she got dethroned, now she wants to cry foul because she's a Black woman. What were you doing for Black women when you had the power to help? I'll wait. So don't cry now. You didn't have a problem with Andy while you were being BFF with him. The problem is you thought he was your friend. But he wasn't. That is the problem. Now Monique. And Monique, the Monique I'm talking about is Monique the comedian, not Monique from RHOA. So Monique the comedian, we all know she cried foul when she was in Precious, right? And she cried foul against Lee Daniels and Oprah and Tyler Perry and Netflix. And the Netflix thing was a little bit after that, but all that stuff, right? This is my thing when it comes to Monique. And now she's saying how, like, oh, we don't give Black women our flowers until we're dead. And, like, all of this stuff. And now I've been blacklisted and all that stuff. I see it the same way. It's like there have been so many Black women who have really faced a lot of injustice, a lot of prejudice, a lot of pushback, and have fought through them. I think she named, like, Eartha Kitt. Eartha Kitt to me is, like, one of my amazing icons. I absolutely love her. And, like, all of this stuff. Monique, I don't put you in that category. What happened to you, Monique, was you got bad advice from your husband. You made your husband your manager. I don't know what credentials he had to be your manager. He had, I don't know, an elevated or a misunderstanding of how the entertainment industry worked, was super disrespectful to the people in charge, i.e. Oprah, Tyler, Lee Daniels, and you didn't want to do your job. A part of being in a movie, Precious, is doing the marketing and PR for it, especially during award season. Because if you really push for it and you get that award for the movie, then that gives you the leverage for your next project to be like, oh, well, I was just in this movie. We won an Oscar, we won an Emmy. Now this is what my rate is. Now this is what my offer is. Now this is what my writer says. It gives you leverage for the next project. But if you're trying to nickel and dime at this level, you're not going to get to the next one. So Monique, you shot yourself in your own foot, and then you publicly went out there and said that Tyler Perry and Oprah and all these people could, I forgot exactly what she said, but it was really gross and it was really derogatory. And it was something about, like, it was really, really nasty and really derogatory. So you can't shoot yourself in your own foot. You should have had a real manager, an industry manager representing you. And you should not have gotten out there publicly and said those very nasty things about Oprah and Tyler Perry and all these people. Not because I think you need to bow down to them, not because they are somehow not to be held accountable, but it's just not a good look for yourself. It's not good business. So Nene and Monique, you can't shoot yourself in the foot and then now that you've fallen from grace, want to be like, oh, it's because I'm a Black woman. No. You can't put yourself in the category. Like, also, like Nene was trying to put herself in the like Mariah from Married to Medicine. I rock with Mariah and I think she did it right. I think that's actually an example of a Black woman who really was being held back. Because Married to Medicine was Mariah's idea. It was her show, it was her intellectual property. She had a hand in the casting and she brought it to Bravo. It was her show. And then they tried to backhandedly take it away from her and fire her from the show and take her show. That is actually an example of really shady business happening to a Black woman. Mariah didn't get on there and call anybody druggy or this or that or whatever. And Mariah actually never even played and I'm not saying it's a card, but played like I'm a Black woman card. She just said, you know what? This is my show. I have all my documents in order. I'm going to sue you now. And she took it behind the scenes. We diverted. We can get back on it. But you're talking about Nene, but you know what I'm saying? So let's see what you guys are saying. They can't keep up with Kandi's ambitions. Exactly. Even if it's true, you can't blast a connected producer for him. Exactly, Natoski. Exactly. Hey, Vaca, so Porsha was the one always thinking stuff before. I mean, that's what it seems like. It seems like it was because we haven't heard that much about this season. RHOA can't have another awful season. They can't. They might get canceled like New York. Hey, Philly John, it appears that Porsha was leaking info. Yup. I believe it. Hey, Toski, all the fabulous housewives should have other ambitions at this point. The housewives in general seem like a sinking ship. I agree. Miss T, facts they use social media to hype show. Yup. Hey, Toski, he thought he could because he's married to a Black woman. Yeah, no, sir. Yeah, Michael Rappaport, exactly. No. See, that's the thing about that. Just because you have sex with Black people does not give you a right to be racist. Because remember when Andy Cohen was under fire for like all of that stuff, and then it was so conveniently leaked that one of his lovers was a Black man? And it's just like, no. Just because you're being, and I'm not saying Andy's Cohen racist. That's not my personal opinion. But I think he's ignorant to a lot of stuff. But I don't think he's like inherently racist. But when all of that stuff was coming out, I wonder whose camp linked, oh, you're calling me racist. No, you can't because he sleeps with Black men. No. Master slept with slaves, okay? Master slept with slaves. Don't even play that. So Michael Rappaport can miss me with all that. I don't think Marlo has friends other than the old men she tricks. Not tricks, Philly. Sanya Ross Richardson. I'm excited for RHOA because I don't know these women, so I'm excited to have someone new. There wasn't a grievance when she was racking in the bucks. Exactly, for Nene, right? Hey, Sharon, maybe she made HBC because she had a problem with them. Hey, Nataski, unless people consistently keep the same energy, I don't take anything they say seriously. 1,000%. 1,000%. V says, yes. Philly John says, Nene thought she was rich, bish, LOL. Remember when she was repping for the T word? She goes, I got T-checks. Ugh. I don't even say his name. Hey, Miss T, can't even doing it. But her poor kids do suffer a little bit. I'm going to talk about, let's talk about that. You know what it is? women and men are held to such different standards when it comes to being present for their children. And because if Candace were a man, not Candace, I'm so sorry. If Kandi were a man, and if the man was a single father raising a daughter, because that's what Kandi was. Kandi was a single mother raising Riley. And if he went out and built a multi-million-dollar empire, he would be praised. He would be praised. Oh, this single dad of a girl still went out there and did it while raising his daughter on his own. And he built a multi-million-dollar business while being a single dad. Could you imagine? He would be man of the year, father of the year. If he was a single dad and he built a multi-million-dollar empire. Could you imagine what that sounds like, right? Oh my God, this single dad all by himself did this, blah, blah, blah. But because Kandi is a woman and she's a mother, the fact that Kandi is a woman and a mother, and she goes out there and works because she's building a multi-million-dollar empire, then we look through it through the lens of, oh, but you're not there for the kids as much as you should be. Do you see what I'm saying? And that's what I was talking before, just about like our own internal subconscious biases. We all have them. I have them. You have them. Everybody has them. Everybody in this world has them. But just think about how differently it sounds. If you said a single father raising a daughter on his own, you know, built up a multi-million-dollar company versus a single mother on her own building a multi-million-dollar company, both probably having to sacrifice time with their children, but I don't think the dad would ever get any slack for it. I don't think the father raising a child on his own would ever get any slack for it. He would just be praised for the fact that he was actually raising his own child. Do you see what I'm saying? Like how that difference is? I don't know. I say God bless Kandi. God bless her. Sharon says Monique was right. Monique's she went about it wrong. Yeah. This is the thing when it comes to Monique. I think that the thing with Monique, I don't agree that she was right. I think that she should have had an actual manager who worked in the business, and I think she should have understood the assignment. And I think if she would have understood the assignment, she would have joined forces with Lee and Oprah and Tyler. And I wonder where her career and where she would be now if she had. If that makes sense. If you see what I'm saying. Hey, Kamiko, what's up, beautiful? She goes, hello, Kandi Washington. I'm doing my work for my modules while supporting you on this video. Oh, yay! Yay! So Kamiko is one of my Lux Life VIPers. I absolutely love her. Right now, we are doing a 7-day Level Up Your Life challenge. And so she's talking about the modules. So it's great. Check out the links in my description box. We have a lot of fun stuff going on. Thank you so much, Kamiko. I love you, girl. She's one of my Lux Life VIPers. If you want to become a Lux Life VIPer, check out the links below, or you can always email my team at assistant@kandywashington.com, and we can get you all of the information and you can join us because we are doing more challenges, more courses, more amazing stuff. So thank you, Kamiko Beauty, and have fun with the modules and have fun with all of this stuff. Love you, girl. New York Finest says that was years ago too, and she still hasn't recovered. Monique, yeah. Okay, if I missed anybody's comments, I'm sorry. They just went, whew. Baka with all of singles moms. Wait, hold on. Let me see if I can go back up because I don't want to miss anybody's comments because my candy canners, y'all are amazing. I love y'all so much. I really, really do. I really, really do. Okay, let me see where we were. The Tati says, Oprah is sketchy, though, to say the least. Don't mess with my Oprah. No, I know. It's like, and let me not say anything, because thank you, Kimiko. Hey, New York Finest, that was years ago. Okay. Oh, okay, so we're caught up. Okay. Sharon Redmond said, I ain't with the blackballing and canceling. Just don't work with them again. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. See, this is the thing. I think that I don't 100% agree with Monique. I 100% think she went about it wrong. Do I think that do I understand certain aspects of what she was saying? Yes. Do I think she went about it wrong? Yes. I also agree with that. I also think that the thing is, I think it's like any industry where your reputation matters. It matters. So I agree. I don't believe in blackballing. I don't believe in that. I believe in canceling only when it's in certain things, not when it comes to this situation. I don't think anybody did anything to be canceled in this situation. And I don't believe in blacklisting. But when it comes to any industry, I don't care if you're talking about entertainment, or you're talking about corporate, you're talking about restaurant industry, you're talking about anything, literally anything. The two most important things you have is one, your reputation, and two, your relationships. I don't care what it is. You could be a mechanic. Two mechanics come in. They are equally amazing mechanics. I'm going to hire the mechanic that I know and trust because we have a relationship. Or I'm going to hire the mechanic that everybody that I know and trust cosigns, reputation. So even if Oprah, Tyler Perry, Daniels didn't explicitly say, don't work with Monique, what she did made her unworkable with on a certain level. Because any industry, it is all about your reputation and your relationships and what will be a good look for someone. So I agree. I don't really co-sign blacklisting, canceling only in like certain like extreme situations. So I think like a Bill Cosby or something like that, those type of people need, Weinstein, those people need to be canceled. I'm not talking about these little squabbles with like Monique and those people. But again, that's why I say they shot themselves in the foot. Same thing with Nene, reputation and relationships. Because another thing is, if you look at somebody in the industry, right? And they say, who is more beneficial for me to be in good graces with? Regardless of your opinion on them, I'm just talking about from a straight, like, logical standpoint. Is it better for me to be in good graces with Oprah or Monique? Oprah. Say what you want about her, but at the end of the day, if you're talking about business, it's better to be co-signing with Oprah. So then I'm not going to go and co-sign with a Monique who just got on stage and told Oprah to do all these nasty things to her and all this stuff, right? So I think that is really what it is, where they shot themselves in their own foot, if that makes sense. Hey, Philly Jean, did you all see Monique on T.S. Madison's turnout? Yeah, she broke everything down. Kandi, I agree with some points, however, Monique was not all wrong. Right, now I'm not saying Monique was all wrong, but I did see what she said on T.S. Madison. At least I saw a pretty good chunk of it. But that's what I'm saying, though. You can't put yourself in the category of these Black female pioneers who actually had a real plight. Monique, you're not an Eartha Kitt. I forget who else she said, but I remembered Eartha Kitt because I love Eartha Kitt. You're not Eartha Kitt, Monique. Monique, what happened to you was you listened to your husband, who you've already said you allow to cheat on you, and you support him financially. So you allowed a man that isn't faithful to you. And I just say faithful because I guess it's not technically cheating. And again, I'm not judging anybody's lifestyle, but I'm just going to be honest and break this down. You allowed a man that you allow to sleep with other women and who you financially support dictate how you were going to move when it came to your business with Oprah and Tyler Perry and Lee Daniels. That's on you, Monique. He gave you bad advice, because she also said in that T.S. Madison interview that Tyler Perry said, I'm willing to talk to her, but not the husband. And that tells you right there what the deal was, because you can get really bad advice. You could have a bad manager, a bad agent, a bad publicist, a bad husbander, which is what she had. And you can take bad counsel from anyone. And that's on you, not them. So Monique took bad counsel from her husband. And then when they were no longer messing with her, then she got on the public platform saying things that were really disgusting and derogatory. Even if you felt some type of way about them, you don't get on a public platform and say that. So don't then say, oh, I'm like an eartha kit. No, you're not. That's what I mean, equivalence, whatever, you guys know what I mean. Falsely equalizing things. I don't know why I can't say equivocacies. There you go. There it is. It's false. It's like, just because you're a Black woman and you're going through a hard time does not equate to the fact that the reason why you're going through a hard time is because you are a Black woman. And then go and then compare yourself to amazing, phenomenal Black women who actually went through some stuff, who actually overcame some stuff. That is what I'm saying, because it sounds really nice. She speaks very well, and it's a great story to say they're trying to hold me down. They did all this to me, blah, 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 blah. Just like they did it to all these other Black women. They only celebrate us when we're dead. It's a good story, and it'll hook you in. But they're not the same, if that makes sense. Okay, Vaca, she goes, yikes, did Mariah not have a good attorney before going to Bravo? I'm not sure, but this is, I'm going to tell you this. These networks and these production companies, it doesn't matter sometimes how good of an attorney and how good your paperwork is. They will find loopholes. They will just take it outright. Remember, allegedly, let's take it to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Allegedly, because I don't want anybody coming after me. Please, nobody come after me. Allegedly. When Erica Girardi was trying out for the Real Housewives, we all know her problematic husband, Tom Girardi, and everything he's going through now legally, and all the scams and the frauds have come out, right? Again, I'm just going to say alleged because I just want to cover my bases. He was a lawyer for these two writers, two producers, but they were like independent, right? Like these two independent writer and producers. They weren't for like a production company or anything like that. They had a show that they pitched to NBC. And remember, NBC Universal owns Bravo. Okay? Because I want you to get the big picture here. And they pitched it to them. And NBC was like, oh, we're going to pass. But then NBC went behind their back and developed the show anyway. They do this all the time. These big networks, they think that they are untouchable. They steal stories, shows, intellectual property ideas all the time from people that they think nobody knows, they don't have enough money, they're not important, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So then these two writer-producers hired Tom Girardi to go against NBC for copyright infringement. It was their show, it was their idea, they had pitched it, they had all the evidence in place, all of this stuff. And Tom's like, oh, I got you. This is easy. This will be a walk in the park. I got this for you. Allegedly, Tom goes to NBC and there's a deal that's made. You hire Erica for the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and I'll make this lawsuit go away. And that is exactly what happened. Erica became a housewife on Beverly Hills, and these two writer-producers all of a sudden were told, oh, we're so sorry, your case got dismissed. Again, alleged, but you guys can Google this. You can Google on your own time and search for it. So I'm telling you, you could have a best attorney, you could have great paperwork, but it's a lot out there. It's a lot. I wonder where Mariah is in her lawsuit, because she kept pretty quiet about it. So I bet the fact that she stayed quiet, maybe they've already settled, or something's going on with it, right? But I'm telling you, it's a lot. It's a lot out there. It's a lot. So that's what I mean by some people really do get screwed over. When it comes, in my opinion, when it comes to Nene and Monique, I think they screwed themselves over. And now they're trying to call foul, and now they're trying to piggyback off of when other women who are like them have gotten screwed over. That's where I think Monique and Nene fall into it. Do I think Monique is 1,000% wrong? No. But I think the majority of the accountability is in her own lap. That's why can you drop the link? Yeah, I'll drop the link if anybody wants to come. Sorry if I didn't see it earlier. I'm dropping it now in the chat box. All right, you guys, I dropped the link. That's so Adi, if you want to come up. Baka says, true at Philly John. Miss T says, have sex with black people. Yeah. Hey, Miss T, also please no black. New York Finance says, Kandi has about 10 jobs. I think her goal is to be a billionaire. Listen, Kandi, you're my namesake. Take me with you, sweetheart. Take me with you. Hey, Vaca, such a double standard. Yep. Single moms. Yep. Hey, Philly John. Nene claims that Watch What Happens Live was her brainchild. She gave Andy the idea but didn't do her due diligence. Theoretically, she doesn't have a leg to stand on. Her situation was totally different than Mariah's. Exactly. And you know what? I believe it. But that's the thing. That is the thing. You have to be so careful. And even when you are careful, look what happened with Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. With the alleged, NBC stealing the show, whatever. You have to be so careful who you share your ideas with. Because if you just share your idea and I go out and take it, that is what it is. Unless we have a contract, unless we have a copyright, then it is what it is, right? So you got to be really careful who you just share your ideas with. Think about what happened with even Facebook, right? Weren't they saying Zuckerberg stole the idea from Facebook from his roommate or his tech partner? Again, alleged, I'm not sure. All that stuff. Hey, Miss T, I was thinking more about Kandi not taking a breath when she finally could. I'm all for the hustle. Oh, I see. Yeah. No, I see what you're saying, Miss T. Thank you, sweetheart. I love you. Hey, Vodka. She goes, yes, Akamiko, awesome. Yeah. She goes, Team Lux Life. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's right. You know what? Vodka is one of my Lux Lifers too. So yeah, Vodka, that's right. That's right, you guys. If you want to join the Lux Life VIP group, or you want more support when it comes to self-love, self-care, and manifestation, check out the links below. Go to my website, kandywashington.com, and get into it. And I also do videos here on this channel as well. So when I do Pop Culture Reality TV, that is when you are in the Kandi shop. When I do manifestation, that's the Lux Life. And when I do self-care and self-love, that is Sugar Pills. But it's all me. It's all us. And you are all my Kandi Kings. Love you guys. Hey, Callie Nola. She goes, what if someone's behavior is so nasty that no one's going to work with them? Is that really being canceled? Exactly. Hey, New York Finest. Yeah, Monique had a point, but she went against the 3 most influential blacks in the business. Listen. I'm going to keep it all the way funky with you. All the way funky. If I ever, no, I'm not going to say if, we speak things into existence. When I work with Oprah, when I work with Tyler Perry, when I work with Lily Daniels, you better believe I'm going to humble myself. And if we are doing a project and they say, Kandi, we need you to go out and market. We need you to do a press tour. We need you to do social media. I'm going to be like, what do you need me to do? And when do you need me to do it? Because I know that humbling myself doesn't take, like, I'm not ego-based. Humbling myself doesn't mean I'm less than or beneath them or groveling or anything like that. Humbling myself means that I have the eye on the prize. Because if Monique, because I honestly don't even think it was Monique. I think it was her husband. But if she had just had the humility to finish the assignment, because this is how, and also this is how it works in entertainment. Even with reality stars. For example, what Kandi is doing right now with Kandi and the Gang, right? You film the show, but that is a part of the assignment. Like Monique, she did the movie. That is a part of the assignment. The rest of the assignment is marketing. That's why they do press tours. That's why Kandi is on the Wendy show and she's on, the Nick Cannon show. That's why when you see a new movie is coming out, all of the stars are doing what? Press. They're on the talk shows. They're on the blogs. They're in the Shade Room. They're in Jasmine Brand. They're on Us Weekly. That is also a part of the assignment. And that is what Oprah and Tyler and Lee was trying to get Monique to do, because they wanted to make it really, really big. But she wanted more money to do that. And that's why I'm saying because I love to speak things into existence, when I have the opportunity to work with these people, you better believe I would humble myself and finish my assignment. Because if she had finished her assignment, imagine the career Monique would have. Because this is one thing you can't take away from Monique. She is talented. She's funny as hell. She's a fantastic actress. Fantastic. And I actually think she's very likable and personable. I think she's really funny. I love watching her stand up. She had that show, The Parkers. Remember? She had The Parkers. She does stand up. She's really funny. Imagine the career Monique would have had if she simply finished the assignment. Imagine where she would be. She wouldn't have been in a lawsuit with Netflix. I'll tell you that much. They would have offered it a lot more from jump. I'll tell you that much. But that's what I'm saying, And this is the thing. When she did the T.S. Madison interview and all of the Black women that she named, those Black women are actually the Black women that paved the way for her to be in that position to finish the assignment. Because those women were talented, they overcame obstacles, and they were also humble. Humility will take you further than you think. I'll put it on that one. Miss T said, facts, power is powerful. Yes. Let's keep it all the way funky. Hey, Kimiko, oh my God, Tom is a piece of crap. Yup, I used to ride for Erica, but I side-eye her now. This is a thing. Again, alleged my opinion. No one come for me. I think Erica knew. I think Erica was in on the scheme. And I just saw that I think Bravo was turning over all of the footage of Erica to the feds. All of the footage, which they should. Hey, Tusky. Yeah, usually if the lawsuit is all of a sudden falls out of the media, it means something settled. Yep. Yeah. Hey, Miss T, people cancel themselves a lot. Yes, they do. Yes, I agree, Candle. I humble myself. Hey, Natalia. Yeah, me too. Okay. I see you. That's so Adi. Come on up.
Hello.
What is up?
How are you?
I'm good.
I'm good too.
Let's kiki. Talk. Go.
Lord. I'm so sick of Robyn. Oh no, Robyn.
Robyn.
I'm so sick of this girl. Are they really Black? That's all I'm trying to figure out. I've been Googling this for an hour. They're not Black. What are they? I'm just sick of them. I really are sick of them. Like how are y'all raised in this Black family? And you're in like Gizelle, Gizelle, hot box. is, like allegedly, she is like her dad is like an activist. Like her dad does actually work for Martin Luther King and stuff, and he has a plantation. But you out here saying stuff like this, so I just.
No, I agree with you. I'm tired of them too.
I just wish Andy just need to fire all of them. I don't know, but I don't know because I don't know.
I also think we might need a new Andy.
Oh, we've been needed a new Andy.
We've been needed a new Andy because to me, and especially with did you watch Real Housewives of Salt Lake City?
Oh yes, that reunion was so
Listen, it was so It was absolutely ridiculous, and so Annie needs to go.
Annie could have dragged. Annie never. I don't know, and the fact that Annie was just I just don't know.
Yep.
He just need help. He just need to stop doing cocaine and let his life be. Because how
Andy needs to take a step back, and then remember at the New Year's Eve with him and Anderson Cooper when he was wasted.
I don't know how he was high and wasted because
he was gone. He went on a rant, all of this stuff.
Yeah, and that's how he got fired and blackballed. He got blackballed.
Yep. And exactly like we were saying, people blackball themselves.
Yep. And
exactly.
If this doesn't work out, I think because I can see Andy Cohen just doing another Wendy Williams. I'm gonna take a break and then never come back. Because watch when Andy takes that break, because he's going to take a break soon. I can see it because he has to. Who's gonna replace him?
Listen, Bravo, NBC Universal. If you need an Andy replacement, call your girl, okay? Because I got some ideas.
They can't get me because I
got some ideas.
I already called Bravo. Oh, and this is a mini story time about Bravo.
So go ahead.
I'm in a work for Bravo right now, not Bravo, but NBC. So basically, I called Truly Original, right? Because I got their numbers. And that lady was so rude in the front office. I don't know what her name is, but I almost had to smack her. And I was going to give her like a show idea about my family because my family is very ratchet. And I was like, they need a reality TV show. So yeah, and we're in the works now, but we don't know when it's going to start because they gave me a call back, but we just haven't had a meeting yet. So yeah.
Ooh, well, congratulations.
I don't want to go to Bravo because of Andy. I might smack him.
This is the thing. Don't let anybody stop your check. Okay? So this is the thing. If you can get, no, I'm talking about you. I'm like, if you can get your family on a reality show, do it. If that's what you guys want. You know what I mean? If that's what you want, do it. Don't do it because you might smack. I mean, don't smack Andy, but don't not do it because of Andy.
I'm gonna get blackballed. He gonna do a Nene leaks on me. Watch. And I think what Nene said was true. Now, let's be honest. Nene was true about some stuff, but she didn't have to call him out. She should have cut that friend contract in place. Yes, and would have built her ass up. But
100%.
Imagine her and Bolo. She would have started throwing up.
or she would have jumped in.
Then Greg probably sick at home.
Oh, rest in peace, Gregor. Oh,
I really wonder if Nene was in season 13, how would this play out? Because it wouldn't like that storyline of Kenya and her dragged out too long. She talking about Greg. That would have probably been her storyline. But when we went to Porsha and Bolo, I would not see Nene leaks. Like I would not personally see Nene leaks with strippers because she doesn't like talking about that stuff.
Yeah, I think she would have played with the stripper the way Porsha and Tanya did, thinking it was off camera, but then got caught.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying with that? Oh, I was like Catholic everywhere.
I mean, I will see Nene leaks, and then like some of their arguments, Nene leaks would probably be like, okay, this is too much.
This is too much. This is the thing. I think Nene leaks is reality TV gold. I think she's really entertaining. New York 2.0, I think she's really funny. I think she brings a lot to the table. Yeah. But again, just like I said with Monique, I still think the majority of it is in her own lap. And she did shoot herself in the foot. Do I think what she was saying about Andy on some levels were true? Yes. But at the same time, exactly. But at the same time, you need to know how to move in these streets. You need to, and by streets, I mean the corporate level, because yeah, we watch a reality TV show, but the people who are making it and cutting the checks and deciding who's on, that's corporate. So if you were working at Bank of America and you went on Twitter talking about my director does the C word and my director is racist and my director is this and that, you better believe there would be repercussions.
And they didn't blackball Nene. They just fired her. I don't think they
did. This is the thing. Nene was unable to leave with grace. And if she had left, and it goes back to humility, if she had left with grace, same thing I think with Monique. Imagine where Nene could be. Because I think that Nene is really funny. She's super talented. But I think her ego got in her way. And I think that if she was able to leave with grace, then maybe she could have got a spin-off. Maybe she could have went to a different network. You know, she was doing The New Normal. Maybe she could do more acting. She was on Chicago for Broadway. Maybe she could have done more of that. This is the thing. You need to, as Nene said, the door is closed. When the door is closed, find a window.
Yeah, one door closes, another one opens.
Exactly. When you try and break down a door that is closed, the only person who suffers is you. Yeah. That is what happened with Nene. She should have said, you know what? I'm going to take this L and I'm going to turn it like a Mama Joyce. I'm going to take this L, this lemon, and I'm going to turn it into lemonade. That's what Nene should have did. Because just because you are no longer a fit for this particular show, if they think you've outgrown it, do something different and pivot. Look at Cynthia. They let Cynthia go.
Because she was boring.
But Cynthia, has she ever said a mean thing about Andy? No. Because Cynthia knows I want to continue to work. And that's how she got Big Brother. And then she got Girls Trip. Nene, the ultimate Girls Trip.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought the movie. Sorry.
It's okay. Hey, Natalia. You want to share, Natalia?
Yes, hi Kandi.
Hi, sweetheart.
I agree, like Nene did like ruin her own career and like her ego got in the way. I feel like Andy Cohen shouldn't quit because that's the only thing Andy Cohen has. I feel like they should like remake the Orange County cast. Like they should do a whole remake. Yeah. Yeah, that's all.
Thank you, Natalia. Yeah. OC. If you're into the OC, yesterday I actually just did a recap of the last episode of the season. So if you want to watch that, go back and watch that. So if anybody's into the OC, I just did a recap on them. And I love Heather. Gina and Emily can kick rocks. I love Shannon. Dr. Jen needs some therapy.
What about the
So does Noella. I love Noella. But the thing with Noella, I need a different beat. I get it. You're getting divorced and he's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. But what else is going on? Like, give me another vibe. Give me another beat. Because I know it's very traumatic to go through a divorce, but you're also still on TV. Like, I need another beat. I need something else from Noella. But I do really, really like her. And I love that she stands up to Heather. Because as much as I love Heather Dubrow, I'm happy that Noella puts her in her place.
That's right. Are they doing a reunion for this season?
For OC?
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll do a reunion for OC.
This the last episode?
Andy will cancel himself. No, it wasn't the last episode for OC. I think we have more. I think it's maybe like episode like 10 or 11, I want to say. Maybe like around there. But we have some more for OC and then we'll do it. But Miami just had their reunion.
Oh yeah, Miami.
Yeah.
Miami. And I heard that Potomac got their contracts.
I think OC is break. And I think what I think is if this Dubai, Real Housewives of Dubai, if this doesn't work out for Andy, I think he's gonna get cut off payroll. Like he is done. He is done for himself because this man has been okay. You have Real Housewives, you have Watch What Happened Live. Those are only 2 bags you have right now. You just lost your bag with with what's the channel called? CNN? Oh, CNN.
CNN, yeah.
You lost your bags with CNN.
Yep.
You lost your bag with a lot of major platforms, and now look at you, only sticking to Bravo because what you said and what you did. Because you got drunk on national television. Your colleague was just sitting there looking at you, trying to stop you, and you just no.
Yeah.
And watch, New York doesn't like him no more because of that. Let's talk about the mayor.
Too much. That's so true.
And I wonder why.
Oh, I heard Potomac starts filming in March.
Oh, they've been
March.
Oh,
yeah.
So this month.
They filmed in DC.
Yeah.
They filmed by the White House. They filmed by the White House. That's what I heard.
Oh, I'm excited to see what happens with them this season. I want to see that. I want to see the dynamics.
Who do you like want to come back on the show?
For Potomac?
Yes.
I don't mind all of them coming back, but they could have missed me with Robyn. As much as I dislike Gizelle, I'm okay with her being the villain on the show. Actually, they could have missed me with Candace too. Because the thing with Candace is she's just too mean and just too nasty with it. Like, I don't mind the shade. I don't mind messiness. I don't mind any of that stuff. But when anybody comes from a level where, to me, it's just energetically dark, I can't mess with it.
It's true.
And there is something very dark about Candace, and I can't mess with that. The same way that there's something I think is very dark about Lisa Rinna, I can't mess with that. Like, when there's a darkness to the shade, when there's a darkness to it, it just bothers it bothers me. Like Lisa Rinna to me is evil. She's like, they call her a snake for a reason. Like, I think there is a energy, a core evilness.
Sorry.
Yes. Oh damn.
I don't know, because I love Lisa Rinna. The first season 10. Lisa Rinna. We don't want the long wigs and stuff. I love her. She's funny, but she goes way too far. It's like to a point that it's like, girl.
Also, Kyle Richards.
I'm done with Kyle too. Bio Kyle.
No.
Like, what she did to Vanderpump, like, no.
Kyle is just a flip flopper, and the way that she's treated, what's the girl name?
Lisa Vanderpump. Garcelle. Garcelle,
my favorite.
I love Garcelle. My favorite too.
The way that they treated her in the first season, the first 35 minutes, the first hour of the reunion, you're just gonna speak the whole time. Nobody got a word out in that reunion except her.
Yes, goodbye, Kyle.
It's been goodbye, Kyle.
And remember when Dorit shouted at Garcelle? Remember when Dorit shouted at Garcelle?
Yep. That's
I felt that was like, I felt like it's because she was black, that's why she shouted at her, because if it was as a cast member, she would never have done that to her.
Yep. It goes back to
and I know Sherry's
No, go ahead and tell you.
Yeah, and I know Sherry's opinion is not gonna allow any of these girls to talk to her anyway, so hopefully if I see that. Yeah, so Sherry's opinion.
No comment. I really, you know what? Is this really true that Tom really bought that girl Diamond? That Tom. I'm so sad that Erica wanted to divorce him. He was 5 seconds of dying, but it's still like, girl.
5 seconds of dying.
I'm still depressed because it bothers me in my soul. Like, they should have never got divorced.
Are they legally divorced, or are they still divorcing?
Separated.
So the whole divorce was just a sham. It was a sham for her it was them trying to get her out of the firing line for all of these lawsuits and stuff, but she's still being sued, and I think she should be sued. Again, we'll say alleged, whatever.
She's getting sued?
Oh, yeah, yes. Erica has been named in all of these lawsuits because basically what they're saying is that she helped to aid and abet her husband in these schemes, Tom Girardi. That basically, like, she knew what was going on, and she also had accounts in her name. He was putting money in, like, the Pretty Mess LLC. Because remember when Sutton was like, she said the devil could put money in the LLC and you're still accountable for that money. So they had funneled $20 million to Erica's. That's why she was crying, because they were funneling the money through her companies. So she was saying, "Oh, I'm spending all of this money on X, Y, and Z." It was like a way to like wash the money and a way to do like the taxes and all that stuff. That's why they didn't want to give their tax returns and all that stuff. No, she's being sued and she's a part of it. And she also didn't want to
about the case.
Oh yes. And another reason why, God bless Garcelle and Sutton, but they were also not rocking with her because Erica doesn't want to give any of the stuff back. She doesn't want to give the clothes and the jewelry. Like, she was trying to hold on to all this stuff, saying, "Oh no, it's a gift." But I'm like, I don't care who gave you this as a gift. That's just like a tax thing to say, like, "Oh no, it's a gift." It's like a way to like get out of like
lawsuits.
Lawsuits and covering this stuff. But if you have any type of heart, I don't care who gave it to me for whatever reason. If I knew that they were actual victims and this was blood money, I would be like, please take it.
Yeah, I agree.
It's ridiculous. Onatoski says Tom has dark energy. He does. He's way too technical to not being the dark stuff. Yep.
You know something weird? When I started watching the show, I only started watching season 10. I was like, I don't know why Erica, 50-year-old woman who is cute, she's cute as hell.
She's cute.
Baddie vibes.
Yeah.
Tom, about to die. He's old. Like, what? Like, I don't get it. What do they have in common? Mother, no. Father and daughter? Like, what? I don't get it.
Well, they've been together for like 20 years or something insane like that.
And like, oh my God, I just can't imagine the stuff I was imagining. I was like, ew.
Not ill.
Sugar daddy material.
Super sugar daddy. Do you guys watch Summer House at all?
I hate that show.
I've seen the clips
on
Instagram.
Yeah. I might have to do my Summer House summary later because you guys are too funny. Hi, Tunisia.
Summer House. Hello.
I
watch Winter House, but that's the only thing I can go far as.
Okay. I'm going to riff on Summer House, and then I want everyone to chime in on what you think real quick. Because it's a good it's good relationship dynamics anyway. So on Summer House, the head guy in charge, his name is Kyle. And his fiance name is Amanda. Well, now it's his wife. They were going through tough times. Like, there's this whole history of like Kyle getting really drunk and wasted, but Amanda also drinks a lot. Years ago, he had cheated on Amanda. What'd you say?
Alcoholic couple.
Yeah, they basically get blackout drunk, both of them, all the time. Oh. So, yeah, it's like bad. Hey, Young Rich, what is up? You are always right on time. You can do replay, gang. You good, baby. You good. So, yeah. So, and this was like years ago, had gotten really, really wasted, really, really drunk and cheated on her. I didn't even remember it. It was like this whole thing, blah, 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 all that stuff. Really horrible, really shitty. We get it. Fast forward to now, they are engaged. On the show, they got married at this point. They are engaged on the show. They are in a really bad place. They're fighting. He's going out. He's saying they have nothing in common but their company. And like, it's just a really bad situation. I'm going to be honest. I actually feel bad for Kyle. Because Amanda, to me, if you don't trust your fiance, like she's always like, how much did you drink? Don't drink too much tonight. Where are you? And she'll call him like 100 times a night, like all through the night.
They shouldn't be together.
They shouldn't be together. She's really nasty to him. Like, she's very dismissive of him. She puts him down in public. all of this stuff. She acts like she doesn't even like him. And I'm just like, girl, if you don't trust him and if you don't like him, why are you with him? Very toxic, really bizarre. You can see it's really uncomfortable. However, her good girlfriends, Paige and Sierra and Maya and Danielle, give her this whole intervention. Like, are you sure you want to marry Kyle? You don't seem happy. Blah, all this stuff's happening. Totally get it, because I agree. They're not happy.
Is this a show about when that girl threw a glass in her face, Sierra?
Oh, okay. So Sierra throws the glass in Danielle's face. I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna trust me. I'm about to. That plays into what I'm saying. Yeah, me too.
I'm gonna drag Danielle when I see her. I don't care. She deserves it. Yes.
You gotta drag Danielle, not Danielle.
Yes, I'm pour Shrek out. She deserved it anyway.
Okay. See, I don't think so. I'm gonna tell you why I don't. Okay, Natasha says they aren't going to last. Yeah, it doesn't sound that's good. Hey, Tanisha, I love you, Kandi. Happy Friday, you love. Mwah! Happy Friday to you too, sweetheart. Yes. Okay, so we have Kyle and Amanda, right? Toxic relationship. He gets blackout drunk. She gets blackout drunk. Totally toxic, whatever. They don't actually like each other. Really only getting married, I think, because at this point it is too costly to call the wedding off. That's what I think. I don't think they want to lose any money, so they're just going to go ahead and get married. Okay, so then her friends, Paige, Sierra, Danielle, and Maya have this intervention with her, being like, are you sure you want to get married? You seem really upset. He's so disrespectful, blah, 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 blah. Totally get it. My issue with this is, I don't care who you are. You're not going to have an intervention with me about my relationship when the way you're being treated is equally, if not as worse and as messy. So you need to mind your relationship and your business before you have an intervention with me. It's one thing to be my friend and to give me counsel. It's another thing to have an intervention, which is what they did. Because I say this, Sierra, beautiful. Beautiful. She looks like a young Naomi Campbell. This girl is gorgeous. Super smart. She's a model. She's a nurse. She's funny. She's extroverted. Awesome girl. Like, she's a girl I would be like, yo, let's go get dinner. Let's go hang out. Like, you seem like a really fun girl. Getting the F played out of her from Austin. So Austin is a guy who is on Southern Charm, and they had a crossover on a show called Winter House. Winter House was a mashup of people from Summer House and Southern Charm, and they all and newbies and a couple of newbie friends, and they all got together and went skiing in Vermont for a couple weeks, and that was Winter House. Sierra met Austin there. During that time, she knew that Austin was also having sex with Lindsay, who was also in the Winter House, and Sierra already knew because Lindsay was on Summer House with her. He also told her straight up, I don't want to be in a relationship with you because I'm not over my ex. Point blank. He said it dead to her face. This is you, Sierra. You're still into this guy. Not only did he tell you, I don't want to be with you, I'm still in love with my ex, and he was screwing a girl that you know, but you're still in love with him and you want to see what could happen if he comes to Summer House. But you have the audacity to talk to Amanda about Kyle or Kyle's behavior? Clean up your own relationship first. Paige, boo-boo. Paige acts like she is this like super confident girl. Paige acts like she is like, no, like everyone. But she is sleeping with Andrea. Andrea is another guy in the house. She's sleeping with Andrea. And I'm not slut shaming. Trust me. I don't care who people sleep with. You can sleep with 20 people. I really don't care. I'm not slut shaming. I'm just giving the details. So Paige is sleeping with Andrea, who's in the house. She's also sleeping with Craig. Now, Craig is Austin's best friend. Craig also told Paige to her face, you're not my girlfriend, and this is an open situation. You can sleep who you want to sleep with. I can sleep with who I want to sleep with. Before this whole intervention, Paige is crying and upset because it turns out Craig is also sleeping with this girl named Kristen Cavallari from The Hills and from Dress Cavallari. She's another reality star and a part of that.
Yeah, I know.
He's sleeping with her. Paige gets all in her feelings, all upset. He then goes to call her weak. He called her crazy. He said all types of things to her. And he was also very disrespectful to Lindsay as well. He called his own best friend a loser, and he said in her face, "You're weaker than I thought." So listen up, Paige and Sierra. Before you go to anybody trying to have an intervention about their shitty, toxic relationship, make sure your side of the street is clean. Because it's one thing to go to your friend and say, "Listen, sweetheart, I'm really concerned and worried," as a sidebar, as an actual, like, girl, what's up? Versus, let's have a girl intervention powwow on national television. I get it, you're on a reality TV show. I get it. But when it comes to stuff like that, if you're really trying to be my friend, that is a sidebar conversation, one-on-one, woman to woman. Because I get it. There are people who can come to you and they can have good advice. And yeah, maybe their shit's messy too, and that's fine. I know I've given advice to my friends and I've been single at the time, or I've been in my own bad relationship at the time, or I've been whatever at the time. I totally get that. I'm not saying that you have to be in a perfect relationship in order to give advice, because there's no such thing as a perfect relationship. But when your stuff is so messy, so publicly, you look like a clown to me trying to go to somebody else talking about their relationship. And I actually feel really bad for Kyle, because I think Kyle is just like, "Listen, Amanda, I am trying to build this business for us. I know I messed up in the past, but you chose to forgive me, so you need to forgive me. You act like you don't like me. You're publicly mean to me." And he had taken out, in his name, a $4.2 million loan for their company. Can you imagine the stress? He was so stressed out, he got a sty on his eye. I can't imagine being on the hook for $4.2 million if this business doesn't work out. And she's a part of the business. And he's like, "You sit at home and you're on Instagram and you're watching TV, and I'm trying to work and you're not taking anything seriously." And she's like, not nice to him. And I like Amanda, don't get me wrong. I think she's a good time. I think she's a good kiki. But I don't think it's just Kyle that is at fault with why their relationship is so shitty. And I'm also like, Paige, you act like you're this confident girl, but Craig is literally playing the F out of you. He is so emotionally abusive. Even on the last episode, she's crying because he hung up in her face. He's out there sleeping with whoever he wants to sleep with. She was like, "Oh, I kissed Andrea." And he was like, "Well, I don't like that," click, and hung up in her face. That's emotional abuse. And then she went and cried in the closet. So you want to come to Amanda talking about how Kyle treats her when you're crying in the closet. Thank you, but then you're in there crying in the closet because Craig just played the hell out of you. And now the two of them are allegedly in a relationship, fronting on Instagram. But I'm going to tell you this: the way he treated her on this show, I don't care, unless they got some deep therapy and unless he really changed. I think that he is still playing the hell out of her and is emotionally abusive, because people like that in those type of relationships don't change on their own. You want to front on Instagram, sure, you're in this relationship, but behind the scenes, I wonder how he talks to you. Because this is the thing, if he had no problem calling you weak and crazy and hanging up on your face on camera, what does he say to you when the cameras aren't there? Because people treat you better in public than they do in private. So clean up your own stuff. And Austin, with the previews for Summer House coming up, Austin, little man slut, not to slut shame, but apparently what's coming up, he sleeps with Sierra in the house, and then he sleeps with Lindsay in the house too. So he bangs both of them. And that's why Danielle and Sierra get into the fight, because Danielle is like, you're fighting. She's like, you both are fighting over a man that doesn't want either one of you, because he's still sleeping with Kristen Cavalier. Austin's sleeping with he's still in love with Madison, his ex, and he's still sleeping with other women, and he's not claiming any of them. So Sierra, Lindsay, and Danielle are getting in a fight over a man that doesn't claim any of them.
That's crazy.
And that's why Sierra and Danielle got into the fight where Sarah was just like, shut up, or whatever she said, and she like threw the drink or something, and they start throwing the stuff because Danielle was just basically like, why are you and Lindsay fighting over a man who doesn't claim either one of you? And that triggered Sierra to do that. And this is the thing. Amanda, Sierra, Paige, Lindsay, Danielle, these are all beautiful, smart, intelligent women
Sierra,
who are all being kind of played by these sort of mediocre men.
Ugly too.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's right.
Really, you
That's
think
right.
Austin's really
That's right,
ugly?
Natosky. Maya was the only one that called Craig out for that BS. I love Maya. Maya is the other black girl on the show. I love Maya. Yep. He
Who's
did
that
attack
guy who's
Lindsay.
dating Lindsay?
Oh, go ahead. What'd you say?
Who's the guy who's dating Lindsay? The one on the show.
Who's the girl that's
The white
dating
guy.
Lindsay?
The guy, I mean.
The
He's
guy
on the
that's dating
show.
Lindsay. Oh, do you mean Carl?
Yes.
Yeah, I like Carl.
What do you think of Carl? Oh, okay.
I like Carl now because I think Carl got sober. And this is another thing. And it goes back to what I was saying again about the energy. Like, I think that sometimes people can be fuckboys. You know, there are fuckboys out there. Everybody goes through that fuckboy savage girl phase where you're just, you know, in it to win it. Whatever. It's good. Who cares? But I don't think that he was ever mean. And I don't think that he was ever emotionally or verbally abusive. He may not have been committed. He may have been busting it and dipping it and doing it. But Carl was never emotionally or verbally abusive. Whereas these other guys, like calling a woman crazy, saying that she's weak, hanging up in her face, yelling at her, being dismissive of her, gaslighting, that's all emotional abuse. I think Carl was just dipping it and doing it. You know what I mean? And to me, that's the difference. That's why I like Carl. I think he got sober. His brother passed away, unfortunately, of an OD. I think that really got to him and really changed him. And I think Carl has always been a good guy. I just think he went through his, like, you know, his whole phase. That's fine. He was young. He wanted to dip and do it. And then he and now he's sober and stuff. I think he did have, you know, addiction issues with alcohol and stuff like that. And he's clean and he's great. But even in his alcoholism and even in his whole phase, he was never abusive. And that's the difference, where I'm just like, if you are being abusive and these chicks are now fighting and crying and doing the absolute most over men who do not claim them, that's like, I'm sorry, I'm not fighting for a man who does not claim me. If any man looked me in the face and was like, I don't want you, thank you, next. That's enough. You never have to tell me no twice. Don't ever let a man tell you he doesn't want you twice. And that is what these girls are doing. And I don't care if Paige is now in a relationship with Craig. I don't care. The way he treated her, just because you're in a relationship doesn't mean it's happy. Doesn't mean it's healthy. There are a lot of people out here saying they're in relationships and behind the scenes it's toxic.
You're only saying it because it's like a label.
Exactly.
Like, I got a man. Like, no, girl.
Girl. You got something.
How you get them is how you lose them.
Yep. Andy Max is Kandi saying fuck boy is hilarious. I know, that's actually funny. Like, I guess I don't know what it is. I don't hear it. I kind of hear it, but I guess my voice, it sounds really like young and light, like, hey, you guys. So like when I do swear, it does sound funny. Hey, Natosky, Carl seems like deep down he might not be all the way straight. Natosky, how you doing? Yeah, I'm not going to speak on anybody's preferences, but I feel like Carl and Kyle might have you know, hung out a little bit, like Tom and Tom from Vanderpump.
Spill.
I see those. Well, pre-pandemic, I used to see those kids out all the time because I live in LA. I used to see them out all the time. All those kids out. Don't get me started. We should do another whole out on Vanderpump. Don't get
Oh,
me started.
Vanderpump, that show should have been canceled a long time
It should
ago.
have been canceled.
9 seasons.
Rahul said, Kandi, damn that smile. Oh, thank you. I have good company. I have my beautiful candy canes. I have that. So, it's Odie or Audie.
It's Odie, wait.
Odie, yeah. That's so Odie. And I got my girl Natalia, and I got all my candy canes. So I have a lot to smile about and to be grateful about. I appreciate all of you.
Period.
Yes, yes. Yes, yes. So we have been on here, you guys, for almost 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Any parting words? I give you the floor.
I don't know what to say. I said so much.
Yes.
I don't even know what to say. I said so much. You know?
You did, yes. Oh, bye, Natalia. She jumped off. Bye. Okay. Well, thank you for joining, and definitely join next time. I love your energy. I love your opinion, and keep me posted about your show and everything that's going on. Keep me posted.
I will give you a release date and all that.
Yes. All right. Bye, sweetheart.
Bye.
Mwah. Yay. Okay, everyone. Aw, that is so sweet. He says, hope you guys have a great day ahead. Yes, me too, me too. Okay, everyone. Oh, there's Natalia.
Oh, bye, Kandi. Sorry,
bye, sweetheart. No, it's okay.
Bye.
Mwah. Thank you for joining. Bye, sweetie. Okay, everyone. We did the damn thing. We kikied, we laughed, we had a good time. Thank you so much for joining me. I've had so much fun. If you've had fun too, if you enjoy this kiki, be sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and share this with a friend, because a kiki is always better with community. I had some really great, hey Andrew, what's up, sweetheart? He said, call me last minute. Yeah, watch the replay. We've been on here for 2 hours. Watch the replay. It's good. It's good. I had my Lux Lifers join me. So if you want to be a Lux Lifer, check out the links below. If you have any questions, or if you ever want to connect with me, you can always email me at assistant@candywashington.com, and we will get back to you. But check out all the links below. I have links to my books, to my movies, to my podcast, to self-care, self-love, and manifestation stuff. So we cover it all over here. We do self-care, self-love, manifestation, and then we do reality TV and pop culture. So get into it. I love you guys, and I will see you next time. Mwah! Take care of yourself and each other, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and share. Love you. Bye.